Welcome everybody to Trades of the Week, where myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trader, Dennis Sahlström, who is in London this weekend. We just finished our 3-day cryptocurrency workshop. It was amazing, absolutely fantastic. We're going to be going through what we're going into, what we're coming out of in several strategies, several asset classes. So let's start with the Buffalo.
So with the Buffalo, we actually had a 2% win here with the PRU. So I think that's worth a moo, Marcus. You haven't moved in a while.
I will moo when we moo. This is not mooing.
I'll move.
Okay.
Moo! Okay. So 2% there, that was really good.
You're confusing people what mooing is all about. Well, mooing is when we milk the cow, not when we come out of a trade.
Yeah, but if the portfolio is my cow, okay.
Okay, fine.
All right, and then we go to TFC. So we had a 1% loss there, so that's not a moo, but a boo. Yeah, so that's part of the game.
No emotions.
Part of the game. I get a bit sad, but it's part of the game. And then we had ARES, and they just carried on up. So there's no entry, so no trade on this one. It never broke down. So it shows you the importance, once again, of using a stop order. So it needs to go in our direction before we enter. And then we have this one as well, which is TSN, Tyson Food. We're a bit in profit on this one, so hopefully that carries on going up. Yeah. And before we go into the two new ones...
We do need that, actually, because we'll look at the trades... we'll look at the results, and at the end of this, of course, we're always going to show you those results, but we're not really, this year, getting our target of 3%.
Not yet,
month.
No.
Not
but
yet.
It's an average, no emotions, market.
It is an average. No, I'm very... It's very good. Very good.
Yeah, so before we go into the two new ones, then of course we have the market update. And I must say, or do you want to look at the other ones first?
Huh? No, it's fine.
Yeah, okay, so I must say, right, the news from last week is quite interesting because we are actually around, well, a low point in people that don't have a job. I don't know what it's called, unemployment rates. So
where's Keith when you need him, basically?
Exactly. We don't even know English here. Well, I'm from Sweden, so. But what's happening here is that we gained over 431,000 jobs in March, which is awesome.
That's
actually.
good. That's really
good.
Yeah,
and usually what this indicates is that when, of course, more people get employed, more people are getting money, more people can spend. So usually they lower interest rates when that happens. So that usually has a positive impact on the market.
Or at least they may not, because they're starting to raise them now, they might kind of like slow down the increase.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they haven't raised it a lot. But yeah, they're planning to, right, to really try to strengthen the economy long term. But yeah, so this might actually turn that around a bit.
It might.
Who knows?
Let's hope. I'd like to have a look at Amazon.
Yeah.
The reason is because the employees at an Amazon warehouse have voted to unionize. Now, Amazon has always had a kind of a secretive kind of relationship. Nobody knows exactly what the working conditions are, etc. and so forth. But for them to unionize, okay, so it went down, now it's come back up again, is really, really interesting because this might send shock waves through corporate America. Because generally speaking, a unionized workforce can vote together and actually negotiate much, much harder with their employer and therefore be paid more. Because look at this. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy made 6,474 times the amount of the average Amazon worker.
Wow.
6,474 times. That is a lot.
That is a lot.
I mean, double, 1,000% more would be 10 times.
That's 60 times more.
That is, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not great.
I don't think they're too happy about that.
Maybe not, but they also announced, right? Amazon announced they're going to do a stock split where they're going to divide every single share into 20 pieces. So you're going to have 20 times more shares, but then at 20, the valuation is going to be a lot lower, or the value is going to be a lot lower per share.
Generally, that's a very bullish sign because, as you see, it's kind of been going quite sideways over the last year or so. And the reason is at around $3,366 per share, a lot of people coming into the market will not be able to afford even one share, right? If you've only got $2,000, you can't even buy a share. So what companies do is they do something called a stock split in order to lower the price. Now, it doesn't, however, lower the market capitalization. So it's still the same value, but people think it's cheaper and then they go in. Generally speaking, this is a bullish sign for the stock price, generally speaking.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have two new buffaloes here. So even though, there's a bullish outlook on the market, a lot of things are already priced in. So that could mean that even though we got, a lot of new jobs added, the market could of course still go down. So we do want to make sure we stay hedged. So we have a couple of upward trending ones. We took profit on one, and then we have TSN as well that we are in. And so hopefully that carries on up. So we want to add two downward trending today. They're looking really good. The first one is Airbnb actually. So let's see if people do start traveling today again, now when lockdowns and everything has ended and people are using Airbnb.
Today? What's happening today?
No, not today, but this time of the
day.
Of the day. Yeah. This time period.
Okay.
But let's see. It has a downward trend since November, and we could see a rally down again. So it's all about that probability. But Marcus, we do need to see something.
Yes. What do
we have a giant green candle from yesterday.
Oh,
so I would like
Dennis
to see.
doesn't like that. Although he's quite colorblind, he likes to see a red candle. He's never seen a red candle before in his life, but
I would like to.
You would like to.
I would like to.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
there are special glasses you can buy, apparently, no?
Yeah, but I don't know if it helps if I'm colorblind.
No, the glasses help you. They're anti-colorblind glasses.
Anti-colorblind. Could be. And the next one is AAL.
Might help the trading. I don't know.
Marcus, focus.
Oh yes, focus.
And then we have American Airlines Group, AAL. And same here. I think nice downward trending pattern. And we were actually in this before. It really has had some really big swings to the downside. And really trending up and down quite a bit. So, but the probabilities are that it's going to continue to go lower, which it has done for the last year or two even.
So let me ask you a question. The reason, because you just said about being hedged, that the others that we've got are longs, and that's why you're adding two shorts.
Yeah, correct.
Got it. Okay. And also, just to, we were kind of interrupted there by somebody. I'm not mentioning any names, but we were going to talk about the fact that cannabis was being decriminalized. In the States. Now, there's already some states that have already done that, but in general, the House passed a landmark bill to federally, so throughout the United States, decriminalize cannabis last week. So we really should start looking at some cannabis stocks maybe in the next few weeks as well, because if that passes, then nationwide sales tax will be placed on cannabis. Veteran Affairs would recommend marijuana to treat post-traumatic stress syndrome, etc. and so forth. So this is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah, need to be open.
We do.
So
okay.
That's really it for the stocks, right? Make sure you be hedged. We're going to go into the VCA in just a moment. But before that as well, comment below if you are also trading, if you're getting results. And of course, do not forget to comment, like, but also subscribe if you can, right? So if you want to get these notifications to know exactly what's happening in the market on a weekly basis, not only subscribe, also press that alarm bell so you get those notifications. Very important.
Absolutely.
So let's jump over to cryptos briefly. And we had a breakout, Marcus, in Bitcoin.
Fantastic. Any sounds you want me to make?
Goat sound.
You want me to make that sound? Okay, very good. All right, so yes, we have broken out. It got very exciting just for a couple of days, and then not so exciting. But it's no emotion, Dennis. Just follow the rules.
Yeah, true. And what's so funny is we actually drew two scenarios, myself and Keith, where the market were either going to break up, which is no surprise, or break down. But it broke up. We both guessed for that. So the crystal ball does work, Marcus.
It does,
but
absolutely.
we actually drew it was going to break up and then pull back and then go higher. So let's see if that does play out. But if the markets keep going higher and we start to see some more bullish momentum in the stock market, I'm sure that will ripple down to the crypto market as well.
And have there been any kind of milking of cows at all, or?
Yeah, we had some milking of cows. We milked some cows, yeah. On Cardano actually last week. It was
last week? No, I mean this week.
No.
Because we're actually filming, so.
No cow milking this week.
No cow milking. Okay, yeah. All right, fine. And what about any new ones? Or should we quickly talk about what is happening in the market?
Yeah, so even though the market is really boring, we see a really big increase in adoption. I guess that's happening all the time, right? And now they're building, new projects are being made, metaverses, Facebook changed name to Meta, etc., etc. But markets are just going sideways. But as long as we see this adoption, where they now apparently made a study where 1 out of 5 adults have either been in cryptos, traded cryptos, owned Bitcoin or cryptos. I think this is in US.
Yeah.
We need to disclose the source, but I think so. And now as well, there's only 2 million Bitcoin left to mine. So now we are up at 19 million Bitcoins. Are ever going to be 21 million, which make it scarce.
Yeah, so 2 million left. 2 million. Get your Bitcoin before it is gone. Gone. There won't be any more Bitcoin. I'm keeping mine in my wallet. Dennis, where are you keeping yours?
In my wallet. I'm not...
what is the address of your wallet?
Let's see, BPXCK. No, okay.
Really? Yeah, exactly. All right, what else? Solana news. OpenSea is closing in on support for Solana NFTs. Now, that is good for OpenSea, of course, but that's also good for Solana. And Terra, Terra adds $135 million worth in Bitcoin purchases because, of course, it has decided that USDT, its stable coin, is backed by not the dollar, not gold, but by Bitcoin. So it is buying Bitcoin, which, by the way, is part of the reason that it has been going up like that as well.
Yeah, for sure. And just by looking at Solana, we did actually go into Solana. I'm not sure why we don't have those drawing left. But if you went in on the way down here, now Solana's really rallied. And with the news on OpenSea, I think it can really go up a lot more. It has huge potential, we think. And However,
yeah, regulatory news in the EU. Well, when those guys in Brussels get going, they really get going, man. I mean, this is quite draconian. What they're suggesting, there has been a vote on it, but of course now it goes up to some upper chamber and now there's more debates on it. But they're really making it quite tough, what they're calling safeguards for the transfer of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, like wallets, for example. You do have to declare, if you've got, I think, something like over 1,000 euros in there, you do have to know who is owning that particular wallet. And crypto firms such as exchanges would have to obtain, hold, and submit information on those involved in transfer. So it looks like but I'm not too worried, a little bit, but not too worried, because it always happens that somebody writes every single scenario that needs to be looked at, and then it gets watered down. And in this case, it would be a good thing if it would be watered down, because it would make it so much easier to identify and report suspicious transactions, freeze digital assets, and discourage high-risk transactions. Now, I don't mind about suspicious transactions. I mean, I did an investment yesterday in a startup, and my bank said this is a high-risk thing with it, and I'm like, this is my money, go away, you know. But to freeze digital assets, no. Discourage high-risk transactions, but that's up to me, isn't it? I don't like this. This is EU. I don't like this.
Well, the regulators, that's what they do. But we'll see where it carries out. And I think regulation overall is a good thing, because that's going to bring more people into the market. JP, the big banks, they're going to open up to it. Currently in Sweden, it's impossible to invest into cryptos almost, because they're blocking it.
Are you saying that I had a half-glass empty scenario? And
I would say so. I felt some negative energy coming this direction, so it's okay.
It wasn't in your direction.
Well, I felt it was.
All right, fine. Maybe it was a little bit.
And remember, last week we did take some profit on Cardano. No, last week.
Oh, wow.
I know you didn't get the chance to move them. So up 58% currently, which is great. Cardano actually is getting a lot of news recently. So make sure you take some profit if you haven't. And then the last one I want to go into, which could be new for today, is Matic. We have been in Matic before, but I just wanted to also, because Matic we believe is a really good project. It's spending a lot of marketing and might be the project that's really going to help Ethereum to scale.
Is it a layer 1 or a layer 2, Dennis?
Layer 2. I passed. Good. So down 43%, great investment we think, and we're obviously using the small cap strategy for this. So make sure you do your own research, of course. But that would be the one that I would add if you're not in it, for example.
I've got a lot of positions on Matic. I'm not adding any more.
No, great. So comment below. Did you take profit on Cardano? Would be awesome to hear if you're following the strategies. And there is a time to sow, in the ground, and then there's a time to reap.
To sow?
well, I don't know what it's called.
Sow, to
sow.
sow.
Yeah, to
To
sow.
sow.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the
And
one.
there's a time to reap.
I mean, you could sow as well. Sow, saw.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it could be both. All right, so that's it for cryptos, I would say. So
And by
we're
the way,
still
Dennis
bullish.
mentioned something before as well, which kind of comes into the parable of the sowing and the reaping, which is, you know, when things get a little bit boring and things go sideways, there is a tendency for us as human beings just to switch off and go, oh, you know, I can't be bothered anymore. And then suddenly that's when things start to happen. So keep going, follow the strategies, do your research, never give up, do your 20 minutes a day. Keep going.
Yeah, very important. Absolutely. And that's what we do on a weekly basis. We just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then this week we took profit on pass as well. It did come down, take us out, and just rally a bit higher. So 20% profit on pass.
Finally. I mean, we've been in there a long time,
We
right?
have. That's
But-
what's a moo.
That's not a moon. That's not a moo.
Moo.
Moo?
Moo.
Okay, fine.
No? Okay.
But you know, this kind of proves the point, is that we were in there for a very, very long time,
Yeah.
but let the market do the work. Remember that Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world through trading and investing, he doesn't care whether the stock market closes for the next 5 to 10 years. He's not bothered about time frames. You know, so don't be too eager about things happening tomorrow. They will happen, but sometimes, yes, it does happen tomorrow, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Okay,
Absolutely.
so that's a good one there.
That's a good one. And Baba, we finally actually, which is interesting, we invested in a 40, 50, 60, 70% down, and now we actually earn 10% profit. So that just shows the importance of going all the way down. So important, because that's really going to bring down that average price. So we're putting a stop loss now underneath this recent trough that has been created.
Oh, wow, that's good. Do you know how to spell trough?
I have no clue, but it sounds good.
T-R-O-F?
No, that's not it. You don't know what you're talking about.
All right, very good.
That's good. So that's we took a profit, taking profit on one, and one we're adding the stop loss, which is great. And we have several here that we have a stop loss on currently, and the same story goes for Square. So currently, Block Inc., we have a stop loss at 25%. We went in 40, 50, 60, 70%. Very boring, but if you stopped investing, you would still be in minus. So that's the importance.
Importance of following that strategy. I mean, I remember, well, I just looked at my PayPal. I don't know whether you're going to show PayPal, but my PayPal is down massively.
Yeah, I can show PayPal.
Oh, you know what happened to Twitter as well?
Yeah, Elon Musk bought some.
Yeah, let's have a look at the chart.
Yeah.
Elon Musk decided to buy around 9%, just under 10% of Twitter, and it just, the stock price went up by 25%. How much?
27.
27%. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Holy moly. Yeah.
And I am in Twitter, but I'm still down. And I think that might have been because I should have gotten in an extra time. And for whatever reason, look, I'm human. I made a mistake. And so I'm still in minus, although clearly I should be in profit now.
Yeah, correct. So we're all human, that is true.
Yes, apart from Dennis.
Even though, yeah. And then we have Micron Technology. That's a new one we're looking at the moment. It's a semiconductor. And looking like a great company, to be honest, because if we do look at the fundamentals here, we have a PEG ratio, which shows if it's under 1, it's really undervalued. Looking to have great earnings per share next 5 years.
Wow, that's all looking very positive. Look at the ROA, the ROE, ROI.
Low debt. So looking very, very good.
Wow.
So this is a company we believe being down 20% even. It's really been ranging for the last couple of years.
Nice.
But looking very good. So we're definitely taking a position in this.
This looks like a good one. Okay. However, do your own research. Remember, what you're using us for is like a springboard. You get the information and you go, okay, these guys are getting in, they're following the strategy. Now what do I need to do? Amazing. So make sure you subscribe, so you don't miss out.
Very good. And next up is the results.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, so the Buffalo 53. Now, this is what I was alluding to a little bit earlier. I think we were up at 59 at some stage.
Yeah, right? 58 to 59. That's correct. So we've had a rough start to the year, but it's all on average, right? Even though we have losing months, right? Even the best in the world, they do lose several months a year sometimes. And then we will have maybe 1 month where we go up 9, 10, 11%, as what happened last year. So I'm not worried at all. It's going to play out over time.
You do look a bit worried, though.
I do? So that's for other reasons. No?
Reasons. Okay. The value cost averaging, we added another 20% there, 945% on the money invested. By the way, this is all since August 2020. And then the cryptos, 1,500 on the money invested on the CCA. And on the small cap, 4,300. Not much has really happened there lately, I would say, just because the markets have been going a little bit sideways, but that could change at any moment. And we don't really, right, okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, quick rapid fire, ready? Do you want Bitcoin to go up?
No.
Why not?
Because I want to buy more, right? So when it falls down, I want to buy more and more, because we believe it's just a matter of time before it really moves up. So we just want to accumulate as much as we can.
So if you're wondering why your portfolio is not going up, it's Dennis's fault. He does not want it to go up. But I agree with you. We actually do not. Well, we do and we don't, right? So if it goes up, we're happy. And if it comes down, we're happy. If you have a strategy. So I hope that you enjoyed this week's Trades of the Weeks. And make sure that you do hit the like and the subscribe in the way that Dennis described a little bit earlier. That little alarm button as well, so that you know that we're going to talk about something that you might want to watch. So we look forward to seeing you next week.